What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, and don't adjust your TV sets or your laptop sets. But we are back for an episode of The Cutting Board, and who better to join me today than Aiden? Why don't you say what's up?
Hey, what's up, people? The cutting board exists, and Kevin didn't scrap it.
No, we're cutting the scraps of the cutting board. I'll definitely nail some type of intro for this show. But before we get into today's topic at hand, we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that are liking these videos, subscribing to Game Sandwich, and if you're new, join our Discord. Links is in the video description down below.
Yeah. Welcome to the cutting board, where we're cutting up our thoughts and serving them up on a silver platter.
Yeah, that retweet, repost, or whatever the kids say
New
nowadays. New ideas being churned out every day. But speaking of new ideas and things that aren't being churned out every day, I wanted to have this conversation around PlayStation. And I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse, but there are new things that have come about in the world of PlayStation, and kind of in order to encapsulate everything in one video, we're talking about it today. Now, recently there was a story making the rounds that PlayStation will not be adding Day 1 games to PlayStation Plus. Basically, the quote goes, hey, what we're doing right now is working by adding games every so often, and by every so often, I think they said 4 to 5 games specifically, and there's no need for day-and-date games on PlayStation Plus. I want to start the conversation with, as a PlayStation Plus subscriber, being an Xbox Game Pass subscriber and NSO subscriber, I am all across the board, non-biased right here. PlayStation Plus, yeah, no, shame on me, but PlayStation Plus, out of this whole bunch here, it doesn't have that value at all. Like, Game Pass is clearing away the best service out there. What do you think about this? Day-and-date games not coming to PlayStation, and where does your value lie on PlayStation Plus?
Okay. I like PlayStation Plus, just in general. I like PlayStation games, you know? I have PlayStation Plus, like, Extra, or whatever it is, where you get the free games and all that. Hey, I like it. I like having it. You're right, though. Xbox Game Pass, far better value, but at least, at the very least, PlayStation Plus beats Nintendo whatever
NSO.
Expansion Pass.
Yeah.
And I only say that, before you Nintendo crazies start attacking me or something. Okay? I say this because as someone who collects consoles and has every single one of the older consoles and still has their games from the old consoles, I can hook up my GameCube and play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness if I feel like it, or I can play Fairly Odd Parents Breaking the Rules, or I can hook up my NES or my SNES or whatever and play a game that I want on one of those. I don't need the Nintendo Plus expansion pass thing. I mean, so for me, I have like the very basic Nintendo account, as like, you know, everyone discovered recently when we wanted to play Four Swords, but whatever. And with that, that's all I need. I don't see a value in the Plus expansion thing. I don't see it. So PlayStation Plus is right there in the middle.
Yeah.
It's good, it's decent value. But I will say this, I wish that they would give you like a separate thing. Like how Xbox Game Pass is separate from like Xbox like online or whatever.
Yeah, they do some weird like PC Ultimate versus the console Game Pass versus the PC Game Pass. Then there's Ultimate that combines everything.
Yeah, but like just the Xbox Online service, like I don't have that. I just have Xbox Game Pass because I use it for the older games that I want to play and for the new games. Honestly, it's more so for the new games that come out. So it's like, you know, I see value in that. Plus, it's only like $15 a month or something. But like PlayStation Plus, you got to pay, what is it, like $100 a year or something, or $110 a year to get PlayStation Plus the freaking
plus
like games, plus the games or whatever, when you know you could just have a separate subscription service for that that's probably cheaper that could compete with Game Pass.
And this is the wider topic of, it's not, for me at least, not the older games that I'm worried about here. I'm more worried about the newer games, the new God of Wars, the new marathons, the new X, Y, and Z that eventually might be coming out. I have a gripe with the fact that you see how titles like Helldivers did pretty well, and that's great. Like, hey, great stuff. But including a game like Marathon that's already on rocky waters, it got delayed into 2026, on PlayStation Plus, day and date, it's free to subscribers. I feel you'll get that same Xbox Game Pass energy where it's like, hey, it's on the service. And, like, I got nothing going on this weekend. I'm gonna hop into Marathon free of charge and give it a try. I think that's where the blunder for me kicks in, where it's like titles that wouldn't really have a chance or titles that have this adversity behind it. At least it's there for users, especially for people who are dedicated to PlayStation, for them to be like, hey, like, I'll just give it a try out of good faith to, like, whoever. And yeah, day and date games. I'm not saying drop the next big God of War on there, but there's that rumored 2D, 3D-esque Metroidvania God of War. Hey, throw that on there. Add some incentive for your subscribers, especially with stuff going up in price. Do you think that, like, people would be so hot and heavy for like a non-traditional God of War game and, like, flock to buy it versus, hey, it's on the service, go try it out?
I mean, if it's God of War, people are gonna want to play it. I mean,
People do
people
be
like
loving
God of
war.
War. There's a following for God of War. People are gonna want to play it. I mean, I say specifically if PlayStation wants something that like was going to like appease fans in general, or wants something that's going to show them that like, hey, we kind of care about you in a sense. What they should do is their current return policy, to my knowledge, is that once you download a game, you can't return it or something like that.
Sounds about
I
right.
think that it's like once you download a game or something, or like once you download a game and like launch it for the first time or something like that, you can't return it. Honestly, I feel like they should just like switch over to doing like a thing like Steam where, oh, if you buy a game, you download it, you play it for like 2 hours or something, and you don't like it, oh, you can return it. You know, there you go. Yeah, that or give like a free like 2 hour trial for it
Yeah.
for every game that gets released on PlayStation. There you go. Give people incentive, like, hey, they get a little taste. Oh, they like it? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then they can go play it. You know, but like they aren't doing it. They aren't doing what they should be.
I want to be the person to bring it up. Normally, when we talk about PlayStation, you bring this up, and I'm going to do it this time. I know. I have this staunch thing where I say I'm not going to mention this game, and boom, the light bulb goes off. You know what game I'm going to bring up here? If
Yeah, I
Concord,
do.
if Concord was available day and date on PlayStation Plus, free of charge, do you think it would have had a little bit more boost than what it actually did?
Yeah, because it would have been free to play. But also, like I said, if they had done like a 2 hour free trial period at least, people would have known, hey, this is what we're getting into,
Yeah,
and then they would have maybe tried it, and oh, if they liked it, bought it. If they didn't, hey, no harm, no foul.
yeah, and you look at what's coming next, the marathons. We talk about fair games. They removed the dollar sign from the title, so it's just fair games. But you look at those titles, they're in hot water, whether you like it or not. Like, those titles are very much in a uncharted, no pun intended, territory as far as we don't know how they're going to pan out, let alone if we're ever going to see them. If PlayStation just said, hey, for these games, like, whatever they may be, the live service or the smaller titles, they're day and date. These are games you can get and just have a ball with them and give it a try. I feel like doing that would not only give PlayStation Plus subscribers that value, but then it can kind of aid in this thing where you would net what would be players to these games, or whether they invest in a battle pass, or they buy a skin, or they even just hop on to boost that initial sales numbers, that or whatever player count they're basing off of Steam DB. That is what's valuable to these people. And maybe, like, hey, maybe fair games works or it doesn't. The next game that follows might have the juice, and you don't know because maybe you charge a premium and people look at it immediately and say, no, I don't want it because why am I going to pay for another hero shooter live action or live service, not live action? Thinking about the Stitch movie. But the live service games, I think if they want to do that live service thing, you do the day and date thing to kind of like mitigate cost and give users a chance to be like, hey, let's just try it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's hard to ask
No.
for. I personally like I don't think it's hard to ask for with like I mean, you see Steam succeed with stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Where like PC gaming, one of the things people love the most about it is that Steam exists and that you can easily like try a game out for 2 hours, or you can play a demo of a game, or you can do whatever, you know? And I feel like Xbox is going in that direction.
Oh, very much so.
Like I really feel like they're going heavily in that direction. Like as soon as that ROG Ally X thing releases, it's gonna be like, hey, look, maybe Xbox games end up having demos on them or like trial periods and stuff like that, like Steam games, or maybe they end up changing up their return policy or something like that, you know, to match Steam. You know, like we've mentioned prices increasing and everything, and with every game, you're taking a gamble more or less.
Oh, very much so.
And if you buy a physical copy, you're not taking as much of a gamble because you can easily trade it back in. You could just be like, hey, okay, I bought this game for $80, whatever. I bought Outer Worlds 2 or whatever for $80. I happen to not like it. Okay, whatever. I can trade it back in and get like $50 or something for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever price GameStop is giving, like probably $20.
Well, they might
But
be out of gaming, so hey, maybe
but you
that's a
know, that's
return
20 bucks
policy.
that you get back though.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, yeah, I didn't like this game, but at least I got money back based off the full price, and I didn't have to technically pay the full price. But now that, like, you know, people are going to be like, oh man, I want to buy this game digitally. You know, maybe they have the digital only PlayStation or something.
Yeah.
There you go. Or maybe they have the digital only Xbox. I don't know. But if that's the case, then they're going to be like, oh, I just spent that $80. I didn't like the game. Great. Now I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
And that's the gamble you take. And so it's like, you know, if in the future we're going to need those.
We are.
Like, we're going to need the trial periods and stuff to actually justify, hey, do we actually like this game? Do we hate it? Is that 2 hour period, like, was it worth, you know, wanting to invest in it?
And you brought up, because then we'll wrap it up here, the Xbox ROG Ally. Real quick, I want to get your thoughts on this because I see a lot of people online not sitting well with this notion. Recently, and it's an Xbox topic, but it includes PlayStation, so we're just going to chalk it up in this roundup. They put Steam integration for Xbox Insiders, aka that means PlayStation games are playable on an Xbox branded device. I want to stress that point because a lot of people are pissed off about that. But what is your general, is this doom and gloom? Is this like, oh my gosh, it's finally happening, the world is ending? Do you think that's the case, or is this just like, hey, it could be a good thing?
Okay, you're gonna have to go over that a little bit because it froze on my end, and then
Okay.
like all of a sudden fast forward, and all I heard was blah, and I
Okay.
was like, okay,
So I think what's going on here online, I want to run it by you and get your informed opinion because you are a gaming journalist. Shout out. So Steam integration is coming to Xbox Insiders, and this can all be done. Like, there are exact things shown where a Steam tab pops up in your Xbox app on the PC. You click it, you go into your Steam library, and boom, there's Spider-Man Miles Morales. There's Spider-Man 2. There's God of War Ragnarok on the Xbox app. I want to ask you to kind of wrap up this conversation. Is this the doom and gloom? Is this like the world's ending? The walls are coming down, everyone panic? Or are we just like, is this better? Is this better off? Is this the better way forward for gaming? What are your final thoughts?
I mean, I'm the big fan of, hey, everyone should just be able to play on whatever they want to play on. I mean, sure, you can compete with hey, who has the better operating system? Who has the better like technology in their
Mm-hmm.
gaming system? Whatever. You can compete that way, sure. What like fine, but I would rather everyone just like kind of work together and just not have
Yeah.
exclusives. I
Kumbaya.
mean, that or if they are, just make it like timed. Just be like, oh yeah, for the first like 3 months or something. Oh, PlayStation gets Dark Souls 5.
Oh, no
That's not a
Bloodborne?
real thing,
No
you know.
Bloodborne? Come on, we gotta manifest.
From Software's never doing it.
I'm giving
I've
you
given
my
up.
good luck that I've had
No.
recently. But granted, it went to shit the other night, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I agree with you. It's good. It's fine. Like, let's not panic. Let's not go crazy. Like, you can play more games and you can probably get more money, which means more money invested in the games that they're making, and then we're all just somehow benefiting in some way. But yeah, any final thoughts on PlayStation or just, a general message to the people watching?
I mean, I think PlayStation's doing fine for right now. They're making mistakes, definitely, but I think like, they'll figure it out. It's
Everybody
kind of
is.
like, you know, just like Nintendo will Nintendo, PlayStation will PlayStation,
Yeah, and
you know?
Xbox will. They'll
And
be
Xbox
them.
will run circles around everybody right now because they're making it so that everyone can play on anything. So, I mean,
I am an Xbox. You are an Xbox. And this is the cutting board. We're going to have to
no,
workshop
this
these.
is an Xbox.
This is an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox.
Right here, you can play us.
You can play us. I played myself. But that about does it here for this episode of The Cutting Board. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more content like this, keep it locked to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. Join our Discord. Links to that is in the video description down below. But I've been Kalo, joined by Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time.
Fun fact, I can play Doom on my heart.
If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.